In this video, we are going to discuss multiplying binomials. So two quick things. A binomial is two terms, and it can be plus or minus, and it can be any two terms. It can be a constant, linear, quadratic term, so on and so forth. So one such a binomial could be x plus 4. Another binomial could be 3x squared minus 2x. You get the idea. It's just simply two terms. That's a binomial. The second thing, multiplying binomials really revolves around the distributive property. The distributive property simply says that you can take when you have a quantity that's being added or subtracted, you can take some scalar times that quantity by multiplying it by the individual parts of that quantity. So in other words, you can take 3 times 2 to get 6 as a product, 3 times 3 to get 9 as a product, and add that, find the sum, which would result in 15. This is the same as simplifying the sum first, so then that would be 3 times 5, which would then still give you a product of 15. So these would be the same. So that's the distributive property, and this is a binomial, and we're going to combine those two ideas into multiplying binomials. We are going to go ahead and multiply each of these, and I actually have two different methods. Really, they're both the distributive property. One's just packaged a little differently, and we have a special name for it. So the first one, I'm going to actually use the distributive property as it's intended. What I'm going to do is break up the first binomial, and really you can break up either binomial, it does not matter. So break it up, and what I mean by break it up is I'm going to write the first term and I'm going to multiply it by the second term, the second binomial. So 2x times 4x minus 5, and then I'm going to write the second term plus 4 and again multiply it by the second binomial. So this is using the distributive property as it's stated, and then from there I go ahead and distribute the 2x to the quantity 4x minus 5, which results in 8x squared minus 10x. I'm going to go ahead and do the same with the 4 times the quantity 4x minus 5, which is going to give you 16x and minus 20. From there I combine any like terms, which in this case are the negative 10x and the 16x, to get 8x squared plus 6x minus 20. The second problem, I'm going to use what's called the FOIL method. The FOIL method really is the result of someone noticing a pattern when they were using the distributive property like I did in number 1. So it would be the first two terms in each binomial, so that would be your f. You're going to multiply the 3x times the x. The outside terms, so I'm going to multiply the outside, that would be 3x and negative 4, so that's my O. The inside terms, which is 2 and x, this is my I. And finally, the last terms in the binomial, which is 2 and negative 4, and that's where the FOIL comes in. And when you multiply these, you get 3x squared, you get negative 12x plus 2x, and finally minus 8. From there, you are going to combine the two middle terms, so 3x squared minus 10x minus 8, and that is your final answer. That is the product.
You got this. Oh, yeah.